TekCollect it has the highest recovery ratios in the industry with guaranteed results. And Jeff Arnett is going to give us a little bit of background on the company before he starts his presentation. So let me just change this over to Jeff. One moment.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeff Arnett. I'm a district manager for my company TekCollect. We are a nationwide firm, and what we do is specialize in helping dental practices with slow pay delinquent accounts. We're very different from the standard type of third-party agency in that we actually custom design everything we do for each dental practice we work with. So we've actually been the endorsed provider through the Texas Dental Association Perks as a partner since February of 2006. Excuse me, 2007. So, no, that's right, 2006. So we actually love to work with you guys and helping create the right solution. So one of the things I'm going to kind of walk you through today with your permission, and if you have questions, maybe some of the questions might be answered throughout the next slide, but at the end when I go through the brief webinar for you guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask at any point in time. If it's a specific question about that particular slide, please stop me. Your question might be the same question everybody has in mind. So we'll go on begin. So what I'm going to kind of discuss is strategies for effective account receivable management. Let's see, next slide. Here we go. Sorry about that. So just some collection facts. The biggest determining factor of the collectability of any patient account is simply age. As an account becomes older, it eventually, whether it's you or any other third party working on your behalf, age is the biggest factor. As it becomes older, it eventually becomes uncollectible. And there's a host of factors in that, complexity of the phone numbers get disconnected, the addresses, they move, or they lose their jobs, file bankruptcy. There's all kinds of things that age is never your friend when it comes to an account receivable. But in the dental industry, slow pays are considered anything less than 60 days past due. So what we're speaking of timeline as well is until you have the explanation of benefits and the insurance side taken care of, what we're really specifically talking about is guarantor balance. So anything inside of 60 days, from EOB to 60 days, is considered a slow pay. If you are able to focus primarily on those slow pays inside that first 60 days, reality is you can actually prevent 80% from ever aging further than 60 days. So that's the majority of accounts. If you do have issues with beyond 60, if you engage a third party that can really help you and has your best interest at heart, it can really improve your cash flow and help you reduce write-offs overall. Conventional agencies, the model typically, the old school way of doing collections, most people in my industry are used to charging you fees anywhere from 33 to 50%, which oftentimes exceeds your profit margins. Typically they start out using different tactics, tactics that you're not necessarily interested in. A lot of times they start with the effect of, the practice sent you to us, don't call the practice, the doctor and his staff are done with you, pay your bill or else. So because of those two factors, cost and the approach that they use, typically if you look at the data from the American Collectors Association last year, 9.4% of all accounts actually were recovered last year of all agencies across the United States. So if you look at it in terms of their cost and the collectability of what they actually collect, you're really only receiving a net back of 7 cents for every dollar you submit. Well, problems occur. To avoid those high fees and harsh tactics and the lack of results, practices typically hold on to accounts possibly longer than they really should. The staff internally pursues not only the early accounts but also the overdue accounts that are 60 plus past days. past due. And so as you continue to work on those 60s, 90s, 120s, your focus is really on those older accounts. But meanwhile, everybody doesn't start out with an account that's 120 days past due. Everybody starts from day one past due and then progressively gets older. So there's this vicious cycle of never-ending receivables is the problem for any office manager or staff who's working receivables. Preventive measures. If you were literally able to focus most, again, of your efforts on talking with or pursuing instead of the aged accounts, but preventing them in the first place, which most practices that I work with personally and as a company, the feedback we get is almost no one really enjoys working on past due accounts at the staff level in a practice. So if you were able to focus much earlier and you could prevent them from getting older by focusing in on customer care and talking with them in a manner very early in the cycle, when it is only 30 or 60 days from EOB, educating the patient, it's going to give you better results. So if you took those structured steps, and we'll talk about some of those structured steps that we recommend, or best practices, if you will, here in just a few minutes, but in any accounts that you weren't able to effectively get a positive result from, then having support for your internal team and then supplemental efforts are advised. So best practices, it all starts from day one. When the patient, if they're a brand new patient, collecting relevant data, getting comprehensive new patient profile information. If you can get their legal name, address, and phone numbers, social security number, driver's license, employer information. We all know that employer information dictates their amount of coverage, who their insurance is through, and the HR department or their employer are actually who dictate that level of coverage, not you and really not the patient, and really not the insurance company as well. So that inherently starts the process getting as much information as possible up front. So number two is really discussing the ability prior to treatment, before treatment, the ability to pay, seeking full payment terms or establish your secure deposit. There's great financing companies out there. One of the other partners with TDA is Care Credit. But the other alternative as well is maybe possibly adjusting treatment or explore alternatives that the patient actually can follow through with and afford. You know, filing insurance and follow-up should be done as fast as possible, and upon receipt of that explanation of benefits coming back to you, if you send out an itemized statement immediately at the same day or within a day or two of receiving that EOB and check, that's the best thing you can do for not only you but also the patient. It informs them there is a guarantor balance on their part. Recommendation, if you can, is within 15 days or a week or two of that first statement, just placing a courtesy call to them, and that does not have to be a collection call. It's simply, hi, I'm calling on behalf of from the practice and noticed that you stopped in a few weeks ago. How are you doing? Can we bring you back in for any follow-up treatment on that treatment, or do you have anything else going on? That can help increase production, but also keep it peace of mind. First in their mind about the bill, but also inform them at that same time when you're talking with them, it's more customer care than it is about the bill. And we can actually even help with verbiage on that if you'd like to know some more about that as well. But it really enables you to follow up on patient care, and often arrangements can simply be made by reopening communication lines with your patient. At 30 days post-EOB, sending out a notice that serves as a reminder and verifies the balance. At 45 days or a couple weeks from that, attempting another phone call. Recommended times to reach out to patients. Hopefully they do have a job so that they can make income to pay your bill, but calling at different hours of the day and various times. So early morning, evening, weekend calls so that you can actually effectively reach the patient. At 60 days from EOB, sending a final notice that informs them that they have 10 days to remit payment, or possibly getting a third party involved. You've done your due diligence And this timeline comes from our programs and our recommendations come from many of the practices we work with. This is their timeline for being on time with their receivables and having the cleanest AR possible. Typically at around 60 to 70 days, placing that account with someone third party, again, shifts your focus to being to earlier ones and allows the best recovery results for not only you, but also any provider that you work with. So as a summary of those contacts, if you look in best case scenario, if you were able to place a courtesy call within that first 15 days, send out a notice on your part within 15 to 30, make another phone attempt to reach out to them, send them another notice, and then possibly place with a third party if they don't respond. If they do respond within any of that time frame, it's much easier to set up a payment arrangement that the patient and you can track and follow through with. So going forward, if you are actually considering or do engage a third party, some things to consider. Working with somebody who specializes in the dental industry and really understands the issues and things that you run into and why those problems arise is key. Someone who provides you the best and lowest fixed fee for service. What I mean by fixed fee as opposed to the standard is contingent services charges a percentage. If you were to just have a flat fee, you're actually treating your patients all collectively the same way versus if someone owed you $1,000 and you're charging 30%, that's $300. And if they owe $100, you're only charging $30 as far as a fixed percentage fee for the cost of collection. So that can be more beneficial to work with a company who just provides a flat fixed fee. Commitment to non-alienation. It's very important for most of my clients today. Social media, the standing in the community. Many of my dentists don't want a bad reputation. So working with someone who can protect your reputation and bring the patient back is paramount to both yours and our success. Having an endorsement of state and national trade associations is important. I know the Texas Dental Association Perks Program, they vet us as well as in all the years that we work with any association across the country, they're always looking for your best interest at heart. Conduct credit reporting to all 3 major credit bureaus to potentially affect that patient's credit if they don't follow through. In my opinion, there should be a consequence if the patient's completely going to ignore all efforts to respond to their responsibility. Conduct comprehensive collection services. Someone who is able to customize to your particular needs. Some dentists don't want certain things to happen. Maybe you never want legal action. Maybe you really don't want credit to be affected, or you want a different approach. It can include first-party and third-party contacts, both written and verbal. Perform skip tracing. For anyone who's not familiar with the terminology skip tracing, that's a collection industry term that says we have this address and this phone number on file for John Doe, but we literally don't have any idea today where he's at. We've sent him statements, it's come back mail return, we've made phone calls, his number's disconnected. So part of agencies' benefit to you should be that they're able to perform skip tracing and track down patients to get better contact information. Simply by contacting them, you'll get better results. So gives you the ability to track in real time what's happening with your account, because it should be available to you to know exactly how your patients are being contacted, when they're being contacted, and effectively how to track and monitor your results. Real-time updating, but should be available to you 24/7. That is what should be available to you with any third party. Provide you with technology to work with your practice management software in viewing your patient information, ideally on one screen. Can possibly, if you need help with it, sending statements, processing payments, pulling reports, all with just a click of a button to streamline things and make it easy for you. Accessing accounts on your desktop or smartphone. All these things improve speed and accuracy for you, but also minimize human error and minimize the amount of work that's wasted when it's not productive. But streamlining internal workflows, someone as a partner who can come in and consult with you to streamline and effectively give you protocols in place and help you with those for the accountability to get you the best results. Long-term benefits, if you look at all these things that we've talked about and discussed so far, lowering the cost of everyday operations and actually collecting money, adding value to the bottom line of your doctor's money. Simplify processes and make protocols in place, improve your efficiency and productivity, really focusing more so on patient care versus chasing after old money owed. Establishing clear protocols, so it really is about educating the patient. If the patient is informed and knows and understands that we all in today's world know that there's very, very seldom a situation where dental insurance is going to cover 100% of the balance. There's almost always a guarantor balance left over. So informing patients of their actual process, and there will be some money owed to you possibly from them. But all these things optimize your cash flow and keep your practice running very efficiently. And it also empowers you to focus less on those receivables that are older and more again on that patient care. So those are the main bullet points of my webinar for you guys today. If you need to contact me, my information shown on your screen now is the easiest way to connect with me. I'm happy to provide any answers to any questions. Or are there any questions over anything that we've covered today, or any questions related to that I might be able to help with?
I see Betty Overgoner has raised her hand. We're not able to see your question, Betty, unless you actually will enter it in and type it into the chat, into the question box, if you'd like to. But other than that, I don't see any questions. Guess we'll hang on for a minute and see. Okay. Well, thank you, Jeff, and thank you everyone for attending. This webinar will be, or it is recorded and it will be available online at the tdaperks.com website. Actually, it will be relaunched. So sometime next week you should be seeing the new site, and it'll be a lot easier to find your resources and articles there. We have a monthly webinar, so they're all free and they're just once a month basically. We set the dates at different times, so just be watchful in your emails and our website to see when the next one is coming up. And if you have any questions about the presentation that Jeff gave today, he has his information up on the screen. Feel free to call him or email him. And you can find out more about TekCollect, the program that Jeff is with, on our website as well. Okay, well, I don't see any more.
Thank you everyone for your attendance. Yeah, thank you everyone for your attendance, and thank you Teresa and the TDA Perks Program for being a great partner with us. And any suggestions from anyone, we're always looking to better our services in any way we can to be a better fit for every dentist out there. So again, I appreciate your attendance, and please feel free to contact me at any point in time for any advice or questions, or if you do need help with our services. We're happy to serve you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Goodbye.